So let's get into a Neverness to Everness 1.1 version full breakdown. So it's expected to release around June 3rd to 4th, right after the Hattori banner ends, and will be officially stepping out of the 1.0 version of NTE, and we'll be getting 2 brand new characters. We're going to be talking about their kits and what you should expect now. We're going to be going over some of the rewards you can expect, so let's dive into it. If you would like to get all of your Rift Crystals for 25% off, I'm going to show you how. As you can see here, we have many packs on the Loot Bar website, all for 25% off, and you can get these offers by clicking the top link in the description below. It's as simple as choosing the pack you want, pressing the top up now button, following the steps and enter your account details, and then you can get your pack instantly. Loot Bar has been operating as the highest reputation top up website there is. I think their 45,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot shows this. So if you'd like to get 25% off all of your Rift Crystal purchases, click the top link in the description below. If you guys would like to enter the 6,480 Rift Crystal giveaway, all you have to do is enter in the link in the description below. It's completely free to enter, and if you'd like to win some mining passes, check the pinned top comment below. Okay, so let's get into the banner structure for NTE 1.1. So it's going to be split into 2 phases. The phase 1 will be a duration of 20 days, and we will be getting Lacrimosa. If you don't know who Lacrimosa is, she has been featured in the game story already quite a lot. She is featured in the Tomato Demon quest, and yes, she will be becoming playable. You'll be able to pull for her in the phase 1, so she will be the first character to release. Her element will be Chaos, and we're expecting her role to be a main DPS character. And in the phase 2, we are getting Chaos. Now, you may not know about Chaos, we've only really seen him once. He's not that heavily involved in the lore whatsoever just yet. However, it's expected when we get into 1.1 he will be. His element is Lakshana, and he is going to be late June. So let's get into Lacrimosa in 1.1. So Lacrimosa is the more understood 1.1 character right now. She's described as a Chaos element main DPS character focused on damage over time, with a kit built around stacking nightmare effects and triggering extra damage when stacks are full. Players also encountered her briefly in a tutorial, and I think we've all seen this by now, and she has had some beta gameplay that has been released. So we've already seen a bit about her. She can actually copy enemies' moves. She has some pretty interesting attacks. She has a big nuke DPS elemental burst. However, it's expected that all of this will likely change upon her release, and her kit is going to be different. So, because Lacrimosa is Chaos element, she naturally matters for Scorch, Nova, and Discord teams. So Scorch has Chaos and Incation, and it has damage over time. It also has Nova, which is Chaos and Psych with delayed burst damage, and Discord with Incation, Chaos, and Psych with heavy stagger damage if Scorch and Nova overlap. And Chaos in 1.1, let's talk about Chaos. Well, Chaos is the more mysterious unit right now. He's listed as Lakshana, which means his team value will probably resolve around Lakshana reactions rather than Chaos elements that I was just telling you about. So Lakshana reactions are known as Remora, Stain, Charge. Remora is Lakshana and Cosmos. This can mark enemies in slow movement. With Stain, Lakshana, and Psych, you can mark enemies. It makes enemies vulnerable to Psych and Lakshana damage. And Charge is Lakshana and Cosmos and Anima, and this generates ultimate energy when Blossom hits a Remora marked target. So let's talk about Chaos's speculated kit and how he may work. So we don't know a lot about him, but we're going to get into what we could know. So Remora Specialist, a crowd control DPS. He could be a crowd control DPS. We have to think about how he's going to work with his elemental reactions. So Lakshana and Cosmos creates Remora, which slows enemies and attack animation. So if Chaos is designed around this reaction and is a premium Lakshana unit, he may apply Remora faster, extend its duration, or refresh it, or punish Remora marked enemies with more bonus damage. So this would make him pair naturally with Cosmos characters like Zero, Hattori, and this is a likely setup since we've just had the release of Hattori. That means she will still be relevant to use with Chaos when he releases. Expecting Chaos to mark or debuff enemies and swap through Cosmos and Anima units, and then abuse slow and energy generation to keep ultimate cycling. Stain Enabler for Lakshana and Psych team. So Lakshana and Psych triggers Stain, making enemies more vulnerable to Psych and Lakshana damage. And the current sources note that Stain has no listed enhancement character yet, which leaves a clean design gap for a future S rank Lakshana unit. That is probably the strongest speculation angle, that Chaos may be the first premium Stain focus unit. So Chaos applies Stain or buff Stain, and then Psych supports like Haniel and Fadia, and they can amplify the team. And Haniel is already valued for team attack buffs and Nova Psych utility, so she could become a strong partner if Chaos rewards Psych and Lakshana rotations. Charge and ultimate battery unit, so Lakshana, Cosmos, and Anima creates charge, so which generates ultimate energy when Blossom hits a Remora marked target. So this means that a premium Lakshana character could be designed as an energy engine for ultimate heavy teams. And speculated playstyle, while Chaos applies or improves Remora, an Anima Cosmos setup triggers Blossom, and the team gains huge ultimate uptime. And this would make Chaos less of a selfish DPS and more of a premium rotational enabler. My best guess on his role, my current guess, is that Chaos will either be a Lakshana sub DPS enabler or a hybrid DPS support. So he's not going to be a main, selfish DPS. And this is because in 1.1, we already have Lacrimosa positioned as the obvious heavy main DPS character. Chaos being phase 2 and Lakshana makes it more likely he fills a different niche. Like we've seen in the phase 1 in 1.0, we had Nanali, she's the main DPS. Then in the second phase, we have Hattori, who's more of a sub DPS support. So I think he's going to fill into a different niche. Not a bad unit by any means. I think he's going to be insanely useful, actually. In fact, I think he's going to be built on reaction control, Stain, Remora, utility, and possibly ultimate energy support while applying sub DPS. I think he's actually going to be a very relevant unit and being able to use in many upcoming releases of characters. So here is my pull advice based on all current information. So if you want a safe pull right now, Lacrimosa is easier to judge than Chaos. However, Chaos is more of a wait for the kit reveal right now. However, based on his elemental reaction, we can guess on how he's going to work. And I think we've made some pretty solid guesses there, I'm not going to lie. So definitely expect him to fill in these roles. But regardless, I think Chaos seems like a cool character. His design is awesome. I think 1.1 is going to be amazing. And I really hope people decide to save him because he seems like an underrated pull right now. If you were planning on saving for Chaos, I definitely would suggest it, as he still is projected right now to be a S tier unit. He's going to be one of those meta defining units and he's going to hold a lot of value. So if you ever did once think of saving for Chaos and you maybe stopped because of fake leaks or bad news, then hey, maybe decide to start saving for him again. So if you guys would like to enter the Riftcrystal Mining Pass giveaway, all you have to do is like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on all notifications, and I'll be handing them out in the comments. So thanks for watching, see you guys later.